So it's November 5th, October's gone, it's done, Halloween, spooky season, done, over, it's November, so it's still fall, and, we're getting into that, that time of year. And I haven't filmed a video in like a month because I read this month. I read 4 books this month, and here's every book I read, and I read most of the books on my October TBR. So we'll just get right into it. I don't remember exactly what I rated everything, so let me get my special little book. Okay, so I write down, I make a spreadsheet page of all the books I read, so that's what we have right here. Okay, so first this month I read Crave by Tracy Wolff, and I read this on my Kindle. It was 500 something pages, and I rated it 1.5 stars. This was the first 100 pages. I was honestly, this is trashy, but I'm enjoying it. I want to see what happens, because I read it pretty fast, and as I kept reading it, I was this isn't really going anywhere. There's no sustenance, there's no plot, there's no, I don't know, the characters. Grace, she was annoying me. She was annoying the fuck out of me. Oh, she was so annoying. And Jackson, I enjoyed every part with Jackson, but only because he's a dark-haired, mysterious character. Other than that, I don't know. This was confusing. The language was, I could get by it, but I don't know. The last when it got to page 400 something crazy happened, and I was whoa. So overall, this was just a painful read. Like I said, 1.5 stars, 571 pages. It's a fantasy. It had just insta love in it, and fated mates, and fated mates can only be done correctly. Okay, I love Sarah J. Maas. I loved Agatar, and I loved Throne of Glass even more. And so the fated mates in that is so much more different than whatever the hell was going on in this. I don't know. I have the entire series of this. I couldn't continue series. Okay, normally I'm someone who will has to pick up the next book to continue the series. I couldn't. I was okay, I don't know. Maybe this is something I read once a year in October when it comes around, because it's got the vampires, but still. Okay, and I'm a Vampire Diaries girly. Okay, I wouldn't recommend it unless you really just want to read something that's gonna confuse you, and you're just not, you don't like yourself. Okay, I'd recommend this. Okay, not to be but I hear the other books are slightly different, they take a different kind of plot point, maybe they're a bit better. I don't know, we'll see in a year's time. Next, oh my god, next I read The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson, who, if you don't know, I love Dance of Thieves. I love Dance of Thieves. It was a book that got me back into reading, and I gave that 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. Kazi and Jace, oh my god, a perfect enemies to lovers. I don't care what anyone says. I will not take your criticism. I loved that book. Blink Last, Live Today, Die Tomorrow. Hell, yes. Okay, so I read The Kiss of Deception, and I gave this book 5 stars. Okay, I gave this book 5 stars. I read it so fast. Okay, I read it in a week. I read all these in a week, but I read this so fast. I ate this up. I loved it. Okay, what are their names? Rafe and Caden. Oh my god, I loved them both. Okay, sue me. I loved them both. Call me Catherine Pierce, because I loved them both. And something happened in here where it was I don't remember how many pages I was in, but I was oh, I did not realize that's whose point of view was whose point of view, and I was oh, okay then. That the reason I was so gagged, I was okay, that makes this story so good, because the fact that it's Kiss of Deception, the fact that the author was able to deceive me, I was wow. So yeah, 5 stars. And I don't know, just the little bit of tension, the chemistry, the banter, I don't even this was good, and I recommend this. Okay, next, after The Kiss of Deception, I picked up The Heart of Betrayal, which is the second book in the Remnant Chronicles, and this book I gave 4.5 stars. Okay, this one was just a little bit shorter. It was 10 pages shorter than the other one. I really enjoyed this one too. Okay, I really enjoyed this. There were multiple parts where I was just literally jaw dropped. I was okay, I don't know who I should ship her with. I literally had no clue. All I know is that I love Caden. Okay, I am a Caden girly. That's that. I don't care. I'm a Caden girly. So yeah, 4.5 stars. I don't know, the adventure again, just good. I thought it was so good, and I couldn't put it down. I was enthralled. Okay. Lastly, this month and in the Remnant Chronicles is The Beauty of Darkness. I rated this book just 4 stars, and I probably rated it 4 stars because like the end like picked up again. I mean, there was times where I felt like maybe a little bit bored. Like I was just reading at night where I was like not comprehending, but I just kept going. I think it was just a little too long. You know what I mean? Like just a little bit too long. But I do appreciate how the romance gets put onto the back burner because bigger things need to be handled and they have to be mature about that. Like I really appreciated that because I was like, that makes it more, I know it's fantasy, but realistic. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, like again, I love Caden. Rafe, I mean, I guess he's alright. Like, I don't know. But this series, this trilogy, makes me want to reread Dance of Thieves again. Because when I read, like, Dance of Thieves or Vow of Thieves, whenever they came up at the end, the same these characters in these books appeared at the end of those books. And I didn't know who they were. So I would love to reread the series because I don't exactly remember everything that happened. So I think that would be really great. But yeah, 4 stars because it was just some things I felt like were a little dragged on. And I don't know. Maybe I was rushing for it because I was like, oh my god, I started this when like A Curse for True Love came out. And I was like, oh no, I want to read that. But yeah, so I read 4 books total this month. These are all the books I read. Pretty good reading month. This was just the most painful thing I have felt in a while. I read like actually more painful than crave. One of the most painful pieces of literature I've ever read was this book about George Washington. It was like rediscovering George Washington. And I had to write a paper on it. And I literally read it in like 2 days. I'm not even kidding. It's the hardest thing I had to read. It felt longer than Kingdom of Ash. And it was only 200 pages. But anyway, for those books, I made my my book spread. I don't know if it's literally backwards. Let me get a better shot. This was my month's spread because I only read 4 books. This month's really off on this page. Super cute. That's it. Anyway, let's do November TBR because you know, you don't really want like a really short video. I don't know. I like watching longer videos. Maybe it's just like I like to watch them while I'm doing stuff, and short videos feels like I have to pay attention, and longer videos I feel like I can just like, I don't know, go away at times. My brain can just like. Anyway, so for this month, we will be reading A Curse for True Love. I took the dust jacket off because I had already started it, and I was supposed to read this in October, but, you know, after, like, midterms, I was so dead. Like, so dead. I didn't read it all this past week, and now it's November, so I'm gonna read this. It should be light. It's, like, almost 400 pages, and I look forward to finishing this because I need to see what happens. So, yeah, Curse for True Love. That's one. And then I feel like I've been reading a lot of fantasy, like too much fantasy where like I need a break. Like I definitely need a break. So I think we're gonna read from the Chestnut Springs series. Where is it? Bro, where? Okay, there. We're gonna read Flawless from the Chestnut Springs series because I need like something else, and this is like a cowboy like romance. Like I think it'd be a good palate cleanser, and because it's on like the Kindle, I'll probably be able to read it fast, you know. So Curse of True Love, Flawless, and then what I'm gonna read, this is long awaited and I'm so excited. You can literally see it. I'm so excited. We're gonna read Powerless. I'm gonna read Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Okay, like this is her debut novel. The next book comes out in like it might maybe May, maybe June, July, something along those lines. Everyone's been rating it 5 stars, and I hear it's like a really good enemies to lovers, and it's a fantasy enemy lovers, and I'll literally eat that up. Like the banter I hear is so good. Sarah currently gave this 5 stars. A lot of people really enjoyed it. It's at least I've seen is between a 4 and 5 stars. Okay, so that's all I need. And this is so cute. It's so tiny and quaint. It got shipped from the UK because I was too impatient to wait till November 7th, even though I literally am gonna be reading it past then. I could literally have just bought it then. And like the art and stuff on the chapters is gorgeous. So I can't wait to read this. I'm so excited to read this. Next, we have like our maybe I'll read these. We'll see books. So those are One Dark Window. I hear it's a really good like gothic fantasy, and I would love to see like why people like it so much. I don't know. The second book just came out recently, so that would be good if like I read this and then I could just go out and buy the other book. One of my friends, I guess you could say, read this recently, or like one of my brother's friends read this recently, and I saw that they rated it like 4 or 5 stars, so it must be good. And I think other people rated it like 4 or 5 stars. So, One Dark Window. And then lastly, Fourth Wing. A round of applause for the book that I haven't read yet, that everyone else has read. Well, Iron Flame comes out like this month, so maybe it'll give me enough motivation to read this book because the second one comes out. And if Destiny really likes this book, I'll probably like it. And since the Barnes & Noble, I hope it's really good though, like really fast paced, because I'm looking at the font and I'm just like, it's not even like that. Well, it's small. It's not like that small. You know what I mean? Just please. I hope it's good. I hope it's good. I mean, I think it's good. I don't know. We'll see if I read it, because I don't know if I don't read these this month, they're gonna be left until like, I'm not reading them until like March, because I already planned, like, I'm reading Crescent City from December to February. Like, each book gets its own month, because I just know they might be hard because they're urban fantasies. We'll see. Maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, that's it. That was what I read in October. And then my November TBR. So yeah, that's it. And I should have filmed this earlier in the day, but my boyfriend was home from Florida, so I had to spend time with him. And then it was my niece's birthday party, so we had other things to do than film this. But I wanted to film it because the lighting doesn't matter, how it's filmed doesn't matter. It just matters that I'm making it because I enjoy it, and it's just something for me to do. So okay, goodbye.